I said, I'll come start talking when the music fades.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Garden Show here at Tiny Farm Studios. I'm Peggy Ballister Howells, and this is sort of a dress rehearsal. So if things go a little crazy, you'll just have to bear with us. Most of the people that are tuning in, if any people are tuning in, are friends of the radio garden show for many years. Make me feel safe because this is a little bit scary. But a couple of things I want to point out. I am not standing in front of my barn. I am in front at a table in the studio, and through the magic of technology, the barn is behind me. That has both pros and cons. I love how it looks. But me in the center has, now see how my hands are here? When they go out here, they sort of disappear a little bit. So different things may happen when I try to show you objects. So bear with me on that. The telephone system is incredibly complex, but seems to be working. And if you want to call, the numbers on the screen, but if you are just listening, the number is 888-399 Pegi, Pegi, which is 7344. That's 888-399-7344. Now, Jordan is here. She's not on the air with me today, but she's here and she's listening and taking notes. So on any of the screw ups that will inevitably happen, we'll be able to have notes on and we'll make corrections. And next week, we're going to be live for everybody and we'll open it up. I will send it out on my blog, which is PeggyGarden.com or Garden with Peggy. You can get to it either way now. So I will post it and hopefully there will be more people tuning in, but I only wanted a limited number of people to observe my floundering around here trying to figure this out. So we have a call. We have a call. Who is it? Who is it? Uncle Art? Is it Uncle Art? We're on the air. Hello, this is Peggy. You're on the air.
Hi, Peg.
Hi, Uncle Art. How are you?
It is me.
Hello, this is Peggy. You're on the air.
Hi, Peggy. I'm watching you on the phone. It's a delay.
Yes, there's a delay. That's weird because yes, I'm hearing you on delay also. So we need to
I don't know
fix
which
that.
to do. Watch you on the computer or watch you on the phone.
Are they different?
Yes.
Is the phone and the computer different, Uncle Art? Okay. Oh, what we need to do
Yeah,
on the
time
phone
delay.
is to turn the volume down wherever you're listening so that we can talk.
The phone is much different.
Okay. Then turn the computer volume off and then we can talk. Yeah.
The phone.
There we go. Uncle Art, are you still there? Oh, no. Did we lose him? See, our first flub.
No, he's still there. He's just we can't hear him.
Now we can't hear him.
He's got to call in like just a phone call.
We lose him?
Nope. I'm back.
Okay.
I'm back.
All right. So obviously we're struggling.
I'm back. I muted.
Just a phone call.
No, but somehow we can.
Nope. I'm back.
Okay.
I'm back.
On the phone.
Okay.
Obviously, now we can't hear him.
Okay. You have to call in on the phone and
Hello?
not. Hi, can you hear me?
Okay.
I'm back.
All right. So obviously, now we can't hear him. Okay. You have to
Okay. Okay, it appears that the problem we're having, oh boy, the problem that we're having is that you have to call in and not have it on in the background. You have to go in another room so we can't hear, so you and I can chat. Is that what Tommy's saying?
Have a phone call.
Just have a phone call without the computer in the background. And
Okay, I'm on with you on a phone call.
oh, that's perfect, Uncle Art. We got it. So we need to tell people that. Now that we know, we need to tell people that. So that's really good.
Oh, I can talk to you now, but when I see you on my cell phone, which is logged into the location, it's about a 5-second delay.
Right, and that's in case anybody calls in and says any bad words or something, like.
I would never say anything
I
bad.
know you wouldn't, but you never know. Now it's not just my regular listening audience that this will be open to. It's going to be open to the whole world, and some people in the world.
Okay, well,
might
listen,
say
I
bad
got to
things.
surprise you.
You do? Okay.
My wife, I called in because it was 10 o'clock and Anne Marie was not here, but she just walked through the door. So I want to let her talk to you and give you such fantastic greetings and good luck.
Thank you, Uncle Art. I do appreciate that very much. Hey, Anne Marie.
Good morning, Peggy. We're glad to hear you.
Yes.
And we're glad to see you. So that's a great thing.
And I'm so glad our first
modern
caller.
technology at its best. Sometimes not so good, but today.
Yeah, well, we've already had our struggles. Good thing it was Uncle Art that was the first caller, because we now know people cannot call in on one device and be looking at the show on another device because of the time delay. We can hear both at the same time. So we fixed it. Thank you, Uncle Art, for working with us and fixing that. So that's what's happening. We can't have the computer on and the phone on to somebody listening and watching at the same time. But how are you? Everything good?
Okay.
Did you like that
Everything's
picture?
good. You're 12 people watching. Okay, it says 12 people are watching
Oh,
you.
wow, 12 people. How do you know that? Where does it say that? I don't even, do you see that, Tommy?
Yes.
He sees it. 12 people are watching.
14.
Oh, 14. We're up to 14. That's so exciting. So you sent me a picture of that tomato that you grew. That was beautiful. And you got that from Bob from Piscataway, right? You got that plant from Bob?
From Piscataway, but he couldn't remember what variety it was. But it is a magnificent plant, and it put out 5 beautiful tomatoes like that. One ripened about a week ago, and that one was last night with nice BLT sandwiches. And it was solid and beautiful and tasty. It was great.
Okay, well, since we're talking about that, this is my mushroom basket tomato that I'm showing on the screen. It has a lot of cat facing on the bottom, but it is a fabulous looking tomato. So for those of you who are listening, this is called mushroom basket, and it's kind of weirdly shaped, but if you were to slice it, it would make beautiful flower-like slices. It's almost a perfect flower just looking at it now. So I don't know how it tastes because I haven't sliced it yet. I remember we had it last year and it was good, but really its claim to fame is that it makes flower slices. So so that's my tomato story for the day. So anything else exciting happening?
Okay, well, my one from the top did not make it. It got whatever you call that black spot on the bottom, which completely took over the bottom of it. So that went over the fence into the compost.
Oh, too bad. All right, Anne Marie and Uncle
Oops.
Art, thank you so much for calling in, and we will see you soon. You have to come get your snake plant. It's calling you.
Okay, we're gonna have a trade. I'm bringing you that purple. I'm bringing you a new one of the purple begonia that we had a couple years ago. I made a second one, so you can have one again.
Thank you very much. All right, well, give Uncle Art a hug for me, and we will talk to you soon, okay?
Take care. Bye-bye.
All right, thanks for calling. Bye-bye now. All right, bye. All right, so one of the things that I really wanted to do was open the show. Well, with a caller is, of course, great, but I want to open the show with talking about tools and one tool a week, right? Is that good? Because I've talked about tools on the air and I've described them, but no one, a lot of times people have never seen the tools that I'm talking about. So I know Uncle Art and Anne Marie know about this tool because I lent it to them. But this tool, see, it kind of goes in and out. So forgive me for that. But this tool is a pruning tool, and it's about 2 feet long. And it's at the end. This part right here is a snip and hold, or cut and hold. And when you close it, it makes the cut, but then it holds whatever it is that you cut so that you don't have to reach in and gather it. Now, this one is called a rose pruner, and it's great for roses, and I use it for roses. But the thing I use it for even more than that is deadheading flowers. I don't know if anybody else has Shasta daisies. They spread, they get huge, they're beautiful, they're the happiest flower. But when they die, they're really ugly, and they need to be deadheaded on a regular basis. And if you do deadhead them on a regular basis, you continue to get more flowers. So that's a good idea. But bending over and cutting them at the right spot when there's so many can get tiring and wearying very quickly. So this is the tool that I use for that. I use it for a lot of other things too, but at the moment, I've been using it quite a bit for that. Now, this I can't find a manufacturer on this one. I can't find it listed anyplace, but I did go online and found that A.M. Leonard, that makes a lot of tools, makes one that looks exactly like this, even the same color. So this may be that, but again, I can't find it on here. And this one runs, I've seen different prices for it, from somewhere between $75 and $100, somewhere in there. You can sometimes get them on sale. There are other manufacturers. I went to the Sears website, and they have probably the best selection. They're not A.M. Leonard. Sears tools have a great reputation, and they have this size, but they have one that looks like this but has a bend in it. I'm not quite sure why that would be. It has like an angle in it along the stem. But there are also ones that telescope out, that can go from 3 feet to 6 or 7 feet, from 6 feet to 10 feet. Those run about $175, $180. I don't know that I would want one that got to be 10 feet. I think that would be a little unwieldy because you really can't cut huge branches with them. So not sure how useful that would be. I think the one that goes to 6 or 7 feet might be very useful, but I've never used one. But they're interesting, and certainly they have a lot of advantages. So you can go online, you can look. One of the places that carries them, the extended ones, in addition to Sears, is Gempler's, which is a great company. They only sell tools, and I've bought quite a few tools from them. And I've always been very satisfied, and they ship very quickly, and their prices are competitive. And so that's Gempler's, Gempler's, Gempler's. And you can search for, they don't have the short one, they only have the extendable ones. They have a lot of professional tools, but again, this is the pruner that is cut and hold, 2 feet long, and runs somewhere between $75 and say $90, somewhere around there. I've seen it at different prices. And again, the A.M. Leonard one, I would believe, would be a good one. This looks like that. This is the second one I've had. And at one point, whatever is in the center popped, but not until I've had it for about 7 or 8 years. So that is one of my favorite tools. All right, I'm going to give you the phone number again. It is at the lower corner of the screen, but if you're just listening, it's 888-399-7344. And we seem to have lost Juniper. Juniper, come here. Can you come up here? Well, this is Juniper. I'm going to try to get her to come up. Come on. Juniper. Okay, come on. She's being totally uncooperative. Half the time I can't get her off my lap, and now she won't come on my lap. Okay, well, Juniper is my goofy dog. Come on. All right, well, the reason that I'm trying to introduce you to Juniper is not only because she's a goofy dog, but because she has a nickname of Jujubes, which is a candy from my childhood. Tommy, do you remember Jujubes? Yeah, he remembers them. They're sort of a very old version of something that would fill in the same niche as gummy bears, sort of along this, but they're a little harder. They're a little harder, and I suppose I haven't seen them around recently, but they're really beautiful, and the colors are pretty amazing. That's them. Does anyone remember them? So her nickname is Jujubee, and I was searching online because I wanted to show a picture to Tommy because he only vaguely remembered them. And when I was searching, I came up with that there is a plant called a Jujubee, and it makes these fruits. They're small. They're like cherry size, and I've never even heard of them before. And when they're in this condition, they supposedly taste something like apples, and they can be dried, and supposedly they have the consistency and the taste of dates. I've never tried them, but I was fascinated by this, and I went online. I went and searched for them and found more images. This is them growing on a tree, and they look luscious. They look like they make me want to pick them. So I kept going and did a little more research. This is the tree, and I found one, and I pointed out to someone who happened to be near me at the moment that my birthday's coming, and I didn't really know what I wanted for my birthday until I saw this. And I have ordered a Jujubee tree, or Tommy has ordered one for me for my birthday. And this is the flowers. The flowers are not real dramatic, but of course they're critical. If you want to get the fruit, you have to have the flowers, but they are interesting looking. And the tree maxes out. There are different varieties. I've seen some information that indicates they can get as high as 30 feet. But the variety that we ordered maxes out at 20 feet. So next slide. So the botanical name of them is Ziziphus, which I think is a pretty cool name. Ziziphus jujuba. And the variety that we ordered is called Honey Jar. And that one only maxes out at 20 feet. So I think that we'll be able to squeeze it into a tiny farm somewhere. And it produces the harvest in September, October. And it is hardy all the way to zone 5. Now, I think that's amazing that it's not more popular. I'm going to try it. People ask me all the time about growing tree fruit. And I say all the time that growing your classic apples, peaches, pears require so much pest control in order to get really good fruit. Now, this one says it doesn't have a lot of pest problems, and it's also self-fruitful, which means you don't need 2, you only need 1. So for like apples, you need 2 compatible varieties. With this one, you only need 1. So when it arrives for my birthday, which is in a couple of weeks, we will show it to you and we'll see how it goes. Right now, we're going to go to the phones, and we're going to
Remind him to turn off the sound.
And we're going to go to Bob from Piscataway, but I'm going to remind you to please turn off the sound on your computer and just talk to me on the phone. Bob, are you with us?
I'm going to wait for him to hear that.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. There's a time delay, so he didn't hear that. Okay. Bob, welcome to the Garden Show.
Peggy.
Hey, Bob.
Oh, hi, Peggy. How are you?
I think I'm good. I'm good. I'm terribly nervous. I mean, I'm having fun, but I'm terribly nervous. All of this technology is not my forte. Thank goodness my husband is able to push all my buttons for me here. So how are you?
We're doing well. I love the new format. I love the interactive capabilities here where I feel like I'm watching a Zoom presentation of a garden show.
Well,
It's kind of cool.
it's something like that. It is something like that. Now, we intend to be able to add video at some point, but that's a little more advanced. So we thought, let's just hold off on that a little while and see if we could do it with just like the little slideshows. So that's exactly what we're trying to do.
Ask him how the volume is.
Oh yeah, how can you hear? Is it good both on the phone and when you're listening on the computer? Is that all working?
Yes, on the computer, it's crystal clear. I'm on a landline because I figured when Art called, I guess he was on his cell phone and there was a lot of feedback issues. And I know when you're on a Zoom call, if somebody also has a radio or something on, it really messes everything up. So I decided to call on the landline. I'm on speakerphone. I don't know if you guys hear that clearly or if I should get off speakerphone.
No, you sound great.
No, the only technical issue I'm having is my laptop. It dropped the signal, and when I came back in, I don't think I'm caught up to where you guys are on the show. But that's my issue. That's my Asus ZenPad.
Oh, Tommy
greatest
says
thing, but,
that there's a delay and that it's the delay. There is a delay.
Okay.
So that might be it.
Okay, so maybe that's it. Garden-wise, I want to report that when I last spoke to your show, I was doing a scientific study on which tomato would come in first, the Red Racer or the 4th of July, which tomato would turn red first, and the Red Racer won by about 2 weeks.
Wow, that's
I got
significant.
my first red tomato July 7th. I think it would have been much sooner if we had better weather back in June.
Yeah, it was really brutal.
More sun because there was not that much sun at that time. But it worked out really, really good. And I'm growing 5 different plum tomatoes. And the birds or squirrels, whichever it is, really love the Jersey Devil tomato. I don't know why. That is the only tomato they are picking in the garden.
All right, my
It's so
husband
strange.
asked me to ask you if you can hear me now.
Hello?
You can't. Okay. My husband asked me
Did you
to
hear that?
ask you. I heard a little beep, and then can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you now. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, so you didn't hear
Yeah.
any of that?
No, I heard all of that, but Tommy's he's over there. He's playing with his buttons. You know, he's playing with his
And
buttons.
that's how we're going to learn.
So he hit a button that you could hear, that I could hear you, but you couldn't hear me. So now we're back on. So that's good. All right. So we're good. All right. So I have a question. How's your corkscrew willow doing?
Corkscrew willow is doing well. I didn't water it for a period of time because we were getting a lot of rain. But this last week, I watered it twice. I put the hose on soaker, had it run for about 2 hours, 2 different days. It's doing well. I'm a little frustrated that we didn't plant the evergreen trees. And the reason we didn't do that was because, well, if we have a drought, we're not going to water 10 trees. Well, we didn't have a drought, and they probably would have grown really well this summer. But you never know.
You never know. No, you never know. Okay, so everything's
So we'll
good.
try that. Yeah. I mean, I have some physical issues popped up, but other than that, everything's doing well. And we babysat, mostly Nancy babysat, an 11-week-old puppy for my son this week.
Oh,
And,
wow. Well, that was
my
a
gosh,
treat.
Yeah, okay. A sour treat.
Oh,
it was
no.
good. But my gosh, they have energy, and it really made me realize if you ever get a dog, it is not going to be a puppy, that's for sure.
Well, you know, there are
but it was,
many advantages to adopting an older dog, that being one of them.
oh, of course, and one of them is they're not a puppy.
Right. Yes. They're also not as cute as a puppy, but those puppy dog eyes are kind of irresistible. But
Oh my God, he is adorable. He's a Beagle Basset Hound
oh, wow.
mix.
They
And
have faces.
he has
They have
a-
great faces.
gray faces and long ears, and he's really adorable and a very sweet dog. And every second he sees you again, even if you didn't see him for 10 seconds, like, oh, I haven't seen you so long. It's fantastic. He was really a very, very sweet dog. So, but yeah, a lot of energy. And I had cataract surgery that went bad 2 weeks ago. So I'm struggling here with one eye, and that part wasn't fun, having a dog in the house dealing with that, but it's all good. it's all good.
Well, I hope that you recover from that and get that taken care of as soon as possible. And I so
Yeah,
appreciate
we're waiting.
I so appreciate you guys calling, and please give Nancy a hug from me. I know she's in the background. She doesn't like to call in too often. Once in a while, we get her to chat with me, but give her a hug, and we will try to be here next week again with even less technical difficulties. So thanks for working with us on that, and you have a great week. Okay.
Oh, you're welcome.
All right. Thanks,
Yep,
Bob. All
looking
right.
forward to it.
All right. Bye now.
Okay.
Bye, Nancy.
Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
All right, next, we're going to go and have a little chat with my dear friend, Danny from Metuchen. Hey, Danny.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Peggy, how are you?
As I said, I'm a little nervous. You know, this is not entirely new, but mostly new, and I'm a little nervous. But so far, you know, it's so good. We've had some technical difficulties, but the wonderful people that are calling in and being supportive are helping us work through them. So how are you guys doing?
Good, good. I have to tell you, it is so nice to actually get to see you on the YouTube video. I mean, now I'm in a different room calling you from my cell phone. But, you know, when I normally before, you know, when you're on the air, I do the same thing. We were listening in one room. And then when I need to call you, I'll just, you know, remove myself and put myself in another room and listen to you. But if I need to, I can always go back and see you, you know?
Well,
That is so nice.
Thank you. Makes me nervous on multiple levels. I have to look my best, which, you know, first thing in the morning is not my strong suit. One of the advantages of doing radio is I could go in a foggy mess and no one would know. But I actually, you know, I put on lipstick, you know, which I only do about once every 2 months. So now I'm going to have to do it every week. But I think it's going well. Tommy did amazing things with the technology because it was all new to him too. I mean, he knows computers in general very well, but and he has some experience with all of the technology that he uses with the band, which so everything kind of overlaps. But still, there was a tremendous learning curve here, and he made a ginormous effort to make this happen. It took a little longer, and then there were complications. Like my computer died. My computer would not charge and we'd be in the middle of doing something, which is also why I haven't updated my blog recently. My computer just completely faded and we had to take it someplace, and we just got it back yesterday, or was it the day before, but very recently. And so now we are back in action, and I will be able to update my blog as well. So what's going on in your garden? Anything fun?
Yes, I actually need to report to you from your suggestions that I created a new flower bed right against my garden shed.
Yeah. How'd that come out?
So I haven't planted anything, but in the last month and a half, 2 months, I've been gradually adding layers. I was using the lasagna technique. You know, you put down the layer of brown stuff and the layer of green stuff and the layer of brown stuff and another layer of green stuff, and made, I think it was 7 or 8 layers. So that pile has been, you know, going up, but then at the same time it's compressing because I guess there's composting sort of underneath it. So it's definitely not as high as when I first put them on.
So when
last night we let me finish. Last night we finished building a walkway between my compost bin and my garden bed, so we can, you know, move things in and out in the back. That actually took a lot longer, a lot more effort to learn how to, you know, using pavers and leveling them and all that. So I am going to start planting. I bought some discounted hollyhocks and various things. I'm going to try to put them in. I'm going to give them a little more time to settle. And then I'm going to put it in the fall when the weather gets a little cooler. And hopefully, you know, let the nature take its course. I'm also going to start looking around for probably another slightly different hydrangea to be at the center focal point for that area. So I will need to, you know, do a little shopping.
I came across a hydrangea the other day that I couldn't take my eyes off of it. It was a pom-pom type, and it was the deepest rose. It was so beautiful. I was tempted, but I have to restrain myself because I have to restrain myself. I buy too many things. So, but it was really beautiful. And so there's so many hydrangeas out there, and I'm sure you'll find something. For that spot, you're probably going to want one that stays relatively small. I have a few that are spectacular, but they tend to get too big. So you want to try to get one that's going to stay a little bit on the small side. But I'm glad you're having fun with that. I'm glad you're having fun with that. So,
Yes. Yes. I'm so, so happy that it's coming out. So.
All right, my dear. I miss you guys. I haven't seen you in ages, so we will have to make plans to do something fun. But I have a couple more callers, so we're going to move on and give Dave a hug and send me pictures, because if you send me pictures on my phone, I can save them, and then when you call, I can put up the pictures. How do you like that? That would be good, right?
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
We'll do.
So,
we'll do. Yeah.
all right.
Last night we finished up. I just didn't get a chance to take a pictures yet, but I definitely document all my.
Yes. So that's
garden.
one of the things that we have the ability to do. So I can put them in a little mini slideshow and have them on my screen, because I have like 5 little mini slideshows up here now. And when you call, if I know that you're going to call, I'll just have them up there, and then we can click on them and talk about them and have them on the show. And that's for everybody who's listening. If you have things that you need to call me about, you can send me pictures in advance, and then we can show them on the screen when you call in on Sunday. Awesome, right? This is so much fun.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. See, great improvement. Great improvement.
Okay. Well, we will see how it goes. It's a little tricky, but we'll see how it goes. And we're going to, persevere and keep, striving to move forward. So, all right. I will talk to you soon. Thanks for calling.
Thank you.
All right. Have a great day.
Okay. Bye bye.
Bye bye now.
You too. Bye bye.
All right. So once again, it's we're going to go to Jack Otterbein, who's been who called in, and we're going to say hi to Jack. Good morning, Jack. Jack, is he there? Jack,
I can return him.
you can return him. What does that mean? Oh, put him back
I
down.
can put him on hold.
Okay, I don't know where Jack went. He might have gotten tired of holding.
All right, so now we got.
Okay, so now we're gonna have a little chat with Liz. Good morning, Liz. Liz, good morning.
Hi, Peggy.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, Peggy. Very good. I have a question about my lacy hydrangea. Did not do well this year. The flowers were not hardy. They weren't fully opened. Should I fertilize it? Is it too late? And do I need a special fertilizer?
Well, where's this hydrangea planted?
It's in Ocean Grove, in the front.
Oh, it's that one. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we did have a period of time where it was very dry, and Ocean Grove does tend to have very sandy soil. So, and I know you don't have a really good way to keep them well watered. So I'm guessing that it just during the growing part of its life cycle and when it was producing the flowers was during that period of time when it would have been very dry. So I'm going to assume that that was the cause. I think that you've recently discovered that you do have an outside faucet, and it might be a good idea to come up with a way of getting that set up to make it easy, because I know it needs to be easy for you to, on occasion, water things. But I think there's a couple of different ways that we could do that to make it easy. So we probably need to do that, or at least give some thought to that. And I wouldn't do much of anything at this point in time. You don't want to fertilize it in this kind of hot weather. You may, if the flowers fade, you may want to take them off, if they're not looking too good. It's not much of a sacrifice if they're ugly. So you may want to remove them. If your plant is struggling a little bit, it doesn't need to have those, flowers on there or developing into seeds. And then I would suggest that you do fertilize it with a hydrangea fertilizer come spring. early spring. I would like late March, early April, and you can put a little fertilizer down to give it a boost. And then next year, if you're set up to water it, and I'm not talking about watering it every day or, it shouldn't be that difficult, but when the ground gets dry, to give it a good drink would probably help a lot in those circumstances.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right. Well, thank you for calling. I appreciate it. And we'll see you soon. Okay.
Okay,
All right.
bye.
Bye-bye now. All right. Okay. So did we find Jack again? Is he here? We're going to, again, for anyone who's calling, just call in on your phone and don't have the computer on in the background. Just like on the radio, you can't have the radio on in the background. Jack, are you with us? No?
Huh. It says he's there, but we
He
can't.
says he's
Oh,
there.
hold on.
Wait. We're trying new buttons here, Jack. Don't go away.
No.
Why can't we hear Jack?
I don't know. And there's an off chance he can hear you. How will call back?
Jack, if there's an off chance that you can hear me and maybe you can hear me on the computer, if you could try calling back, we're not sure what's going on. It is an additional technical difficulty. I want to talk to Jack. He's my buddy.
Nancy.
All right, we're going to chat with Nancy now. Is she on? Good morning, Nancy. How are you?
Good morning, Peg. I'm very well. This is terrific. I sent you, like I don't do YouTube, but I sent you, I created a channel and I sent you some messages in a live chat, whatever that means.
Okay.
And I'm patting myself on my back because I don't have a landline, and I was trying to figure out, oh gosh, how can I call her since I'm watching her on my phone? But I went on my iPad and I did a little search and I found you without even using your link on my iPad, and I subscribed. So I think I'm all set.
That's great.
So in addition to your little tool talk at the beginning, I'm going to suggest that maybe for those of us who depend on our grandkids to help us with technology, that you give a little, if a little hint, if you've learned over the week, some way to use the, I don't have a computer. And like I said, I don't have a landline, but I'm doing well with my iPad and my phone. Yay!
Okay, well, we will look into, and I'll try to send out more information about how to do this via my blog. You get that? You get that,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Yeah. No. Don't consider. I'm just sort of like I said, patting myself on the back that I
Well,
figured
I'm
it
right
out.
there
and I
with
hope
you.
I
I'm
remember it.
right there patting you on the back, right there with you. But I intended, I said earlier in the show that my computer's been on the fritz, and so I have been unable to update the blog. I got halfway through it and the computer died. So, but now that's all up, and I'll be able to include all this information. And next week, I hope everyone will have received the blog, and I'm going to put it on other places as well. And I will include as much information about how to tune into it as possible. Now, the other thing.
Oh, great. Thanks.
So the other thing that's kind of interesting is that somewhere, and we'll figure that out after we do a show, that these are going to be archived someplace. And so people will be able to access them after the fact. Of course, when they're archived, people won't be able to call in, but still people can listen. And so those will be on my blog and maybe on this YouTube. And on YouTube as well. So it'll be in a couple different places that people can find it. Again, everyone who's listening has to bear with us because it's all new. And just based on the things that we've been doing on the show today, there's a lot of things that can go wrong, and we're figuring them out. And with the support of
yes, exactly,
our wonderful listening audience.
Yeah.
But, it's a challenge, Nancy. It's definitely a challenge. So, and Jordan's in the other room. She's taking notes. She's in the other room listening and taking all kinds of notes. So, so that we will be able to put in as many corrections as possible. But but it's moving forward. So here we are with the garden show, the new.
Yeah, I'm thrilled. I am absolutely thrilled.
Well,
Yep.
thank you so much.
And
All
please
right.
don't take any of that as criticism.
Oh,
But I
no.
do have two gardening comments,
Okay, go for it.
both positive. I have a big bowl of ground cherries, just drying up and just waiting for my grandkids, whom I will see next week.
They are
So,
the best.
looking for
And
the
they
ground
last
cherries.
forever too. They will definitely still be in
I
great
know.
shape next week. So that's good.
They get better. They get better.
So
with
that's
time.
good.
And then, yeah. And then last week, I just was so thrilled. I was in Iceland and I went to a garden that was filled with the Himalayan blue poppies that are just spectacular to be in the presence of. Yeah. Are you familiar with those?
No, I'm not. Is that a perennial poppy or an annual poppy?
It's a perennial poppy, but they are the showstopper at those gardens in Vancouver. The name is I had the name. Those wonderful gardens in Vancouver, Canada. Somebody brought me back a seed packet of blue poppies, and I tried to do whatever they said, and I never got them to germinate. But I think it's just cold climates that they grow in. Although I did go online and they have them at Longwood Gardens, but they refrigerate them and everything like that. But the color blue that shows, it's just, and the petal formation and then the yellow centers, it just takes your breath away.
All right. Well, now you're challenging me. You're challenging me. I need to find them. I need to learn more about them. And of course, if we get that far, I'll see if I can grow them. So I'll let you know how that goes. All right. What are they called again?
Okay. Himalayan.
Okay. Himalayan.
Himalayan blue poppy.
All right. Jordan is writing that down, I'm sure. And we will dig into that a little more. All right, Nancy. Thank you so much.
The botanical name is Meso. Right. Okay. Take care.
All right. Thanks for calling. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Well, I'm going to give the phone number again, and for people who may be listening and are not seeing it on the screen. The number is in the lower corner of the screen. It's 888-399 Pegi 7344. So if you're thinking, and my husband's got his finger up, what does this mean?
I just want to test one thing.
Oh, what are we testing?
So can you hear me when I talk in here?
No, I cannot hear you when you talk there. Okay. All right. So that's good. All right. So we're going to move on to another project that I've been working on. Those of you who have been to Tiny Farm for the plant exchange has seen my chessboard in the back that Tommy built the frame for me. And I did the center. And those are tiles. They're 12-inch tiles. And I've been working on trying to build a chess set for a while now. And it's, everything takes longer than you think it's going to. But we're making it out of 6x6s. And I hope Nancy's watching, because she gave me a picture of a very simple, interesting, modern art type of chess set that I used a little bit as inspiration for this. But mostly it came out of my head. That's a 6x6. And you can probably tell that I sanded the edges a little bit, so that, and the top and the bottom. Tommy did all the cutting for me. So thank you again, Tommy, for helping me with this. And I drilled a hole into the center, and that's a pawn. And the pawns have been done for a while. And I intended to finish the whole set in the fall last year. September is great time to be working on projects like this, and things got a little crazy, and so we didn't work on it. So I've been working on it this year. So here's all the pawns and how they look. Eventually, obviously, they have to be differentiated, and I will be staining one set purple. I have the purple stain, so I will be ready to do that, but I need to get the whole set complete. So after I did the pawns, we cut these, trying to make the pieces slightly larger. So 2 inches taller and 2 inches taller. Now the shorter ones are for the castles, or also known as the rooks. And this is me working on creating the rooks, trying to make them really look like a castle. I'm also wearing my favorite t-shirt in this picture, it says, "I don't care who dies in the movie as long as the dog lives," which I feel very strongly about that. So that's me building. And the little metal thing that I'm holding there is actually a window pull. And we had a house that had old windows and they were tough to open. And I bought a whole bunch of these little window pulls that you attach to the window sill, and then they lift up and you can grab them, and it gives you leverage to open up the window. And then we sold the house and I never installed them. And I think I've had them in a bag in the basement for about 20 years. Because they were always at the beach house, because that's where I bought them for. So there they were. And I was looking for something to be able to grab onto the chess pieces. And at the bottom of a basket of knobs and things, I found these little handles, and I had 24 of them. So that's enough for 12 pieces. So they were installed, and that is the first castle, or rook is the more appropriate term. So all 4 rooks are now done. And we started working on the knights, or the horses. Now, this is me trying to figure out, how do the ears go? I mean, how are you supposed to do ears? And I called my sister, who's had many horses, and I sent her these pictures, and she said, if the ears are pointing back, it means the horse is angry. Well, the ears are pointing forward, then that means, that the horse is relaxed. And so that was the way we came up with it. And that's how we decided to do it. Again, Tommy cut all the pieces for me at my design. The headpiece was a 6x6 cut at a diagonal, which was no easy feat. We went through several pieces before we were able to actually come up with some that we could use. And then when we decided that this was the orientation for the ears, I went into the basement and I was looking for the appropriate screws. I brought this box of screws up. I was working outside. I was doing a lot of sanding, so I wanted the dust to be outside. And I looked at the box, and who knew? They were called stallion fasteners, and the ears are pointing forward. So those are the screws that I used, and they worked great. And there is the knight, the horse, with his little metal window lifters there so that you could grab them. You can see that they lift up on that little rook. So all the horses are done. They were fun. Doing the horses were really fun. And next we were working on the bishops, and I have 2 bishops done. I still have 2 more to do, and I'm very excited about working on the queens. I'm not sure I'll have them done to show you by next week. I do expect to have all the bishops done. I have all the component parts for the queens, and I just got a really cool new idea for the kings, but I don't want to tell you about that. I'll wait until I can show you. And that's how it looks so far. So it's all pressure treated wood. So except a couple of the little trim pieces may not be, but it's all, the rest of it's all pressure treated, so it should hold up. And when I get it all done, I will be. Now, I don't remember. I bought all the stain a while ago, and I know I bought purple stain for one set. I don't remember if I went with the white to match the tiles or a natural to match the frame, but they will be able to differentiate, who's who, but when it's all done. So that is that project. Okay. So now we are going to go back to the phones and have a little chat with Mary from Warren. Mary, make sure the computer is not on loud so that we don't get to hear that in the background. And welcome to the new and improved, or maybe not so improved yet, garden show. Hey, Mary.
Good morning. Hi, Peggy.
How are you?
This is wonderful. I'm great.
Yeah,
I'm
good.
great. I'm so excited this morning. It's put a smile on my face.
Well, thank you. I'm a nervous wreck here. I can actually, I can feel my stomach is in this huge knot, but it's so nice to talk to so many old friends and familiar voices. So, that's good. But there's a lot of technology going on here that's way over my head, definitely way over my head. So how are you?
I'm good. I got a lot going on in my garden. One of the things I have, remember that I I was looking for tomato plants at the plant exchange to
Yes.
put in our giving garden because we had lost them.
Right.
Well, I have a couple of plants that are Black Beauty,
Yes.
and they have a lot of tomatoes on them, and they started to turn black, but it's been like a couple of weeks, and the bottoms of them are still green, and I'm just not sure if I should be picking them
No.
or
No.
if the whole thing has to be black.
No. Whatever black is on there is all the black you're going to get. However they emerge black, that's how they stay. But the green part has to turn red.
Ah, okay.
So when the
So
green part
the
turns
bottom
red,
is still green.
yes. So they're not.
All right. When that turns red, then I can pull. Then
That's
I can pick them.
That's correct.
Okay. And what color will they be inside? Do you
Kind
know?
of a blend of the black and the red. Yeah. That's that's
Mm-hmm.
I have had a couple. I haven't cut them yet. They're sitting in my kitchen. I haven't cut them yet, but they have turned red. So I
Oh, okay.
haven't cut them, but I'm guessing
Then-
that they'll be kind of it'll look like a watercolor, of the purple on the top kind of blending into the red on the bottom. That's my guess.
Ooh, that sounds really nice.
I hope so. They were in the catalogs. They were praised up one side and down the other. So we will see. And I just harvested them in the last couple of days. I've been harvesting quite a bit. Harvested okra yesterday. I'm very excited about that. And what else? Yeah, okra. And I've been harvesting eggplants and korbachi peppers, which we love. And I had an amazing harvest of blueberries this year, Mary. I had so many blueberries. I was begging people to come pick. We were picking 2 to 3 quarts every day. And it was just too much.
Wow.
Yeah, we froze some. I made a couple of blueberry crumbles, which uses a lot of blueberries, blueberry pancakes. I had several people come and pick. And it's at one point we just gave up. We just gave up. So, but there was a lot of blueberries, and those bushes are not fully mature yet. So there's only going to be more, not less.
There's only going to be more.
Yes.
Well, put me on your list of people to call next year. And I'll come pick.
I will do that. And they were so good because when the blueberry season was, when they were out there in such abundance, it was actually during the drier part. Now I did water them occasionally, but I didn't water them every day by a long shot. And we watered deeply when we watered. But in a dry season, the fruits tend to be firmer and a little, maybe slightly smaller, but the sugars are concentrated. They were the sweetest blueberries I ever had. They were amazing. So that was very successful. Yeah, the blueberries were, and the peas did really well. The snap peas, and we froze some of those as well. And I planted a fall crop. I don't know how that's going to do. I've threatened to plant a fall crop of peas in the past and never actually gotten around to doing it, but I did plant a fall crop. So we'll see. I'm hoping maybe we can get more peas in the fall. That'll be a fun thing to be able to report on.
Oh. Is that something now would be the time to plant that?
For
the fall?
Very soon. Yeah, I would try very soon. I did mine last Tuesday. So end of July, early August is about when you want to try to get them in. And they should hold up nicely because they're cold tolerant.
Yeah, that's true. I did not have very many peas this year, but I did. My husband doesn't really care if I eat them all or not. So I did have a couple of peas and cheese sandwiches.
Oh, and did you enjoy them? They're
absolutely.
Yeah, they're the best. Yeah, they are so quick.
They're
and so easy.
it's just fun and fresh and summery.
Yes, and it has such a nice texture. I love the crunch of the peas themselves, but the different crunch of the English muffin. And then the warm cheese that kind of melts on the hot English muffin. Yeah, it's a definitely a favorite of mine. So so that's good. So anything else to report? Yeah. You sent me that picture of that fabulous allium, and you said that was a summer bloomer, a very tall allium.
Yeah, I don't know why it got. There were two. Well, there were three of them. One of them actually died. It started to grow and then died. The other two grew, got more than 5 feet tall, and that was when they just bloomed very recently. Not when my other ones had bloomed, like in the spring.
That's very odd. I would really like to know what variety they are. Do you have any way of checking your records to seeing if we know what kind they were?
I can try. I'm pretty sure I know where I ordered them from. I don't know that I tried to save a bunch of the packing slips when they came, so I'll have to see if I can find them
That
and
would be great. I'm doing
figure
a
out
whole thing on
which
allium,
ones
so
they
that would be
were.
great. Oh wow, my husband's saying we
Okay.
only have 5 minutes left. The hour's almost up. I can't believe it. We did it. We have succeeded. I wouldn't give us 10 stars, but maybe 7. I give us 7. We had a few screw ups here, but so yeah, I would love to know about them because I've been collecting alliums, and one of the things that's really great about them is that they're kind of deer resistant because they smell like onions. So people are always asking me about what's deer resistant. So if we can get alliums blooming from spring to fall, that would be spectacular. So
That'd be wonderful. Yes, yeah. I will take a look on that.
Okay, that'd be great. All right. Well, we have one more person calling in,
Okay.
so let me go chat with
Okay.
them, and we will talk
All right.
soon. All right. Thanks for calling, Mary. All right. Bye bye.
Okay, sounds great. Yep.
Okay. So
Bye-bye.
so we only have 5 minutes left, but the nice thing about it is we can wrap up the show, but there's no one pressing.
A hard stop.
No, it's not a hard stop. So I can make sure that the last caller is appropriately answered. So, Chris, welcome to the all new garden show.
Oh, good morning, Peggy. So glad to see you on YouTube. I really like the format. It's nice to see you. It's nice to see pictures. Gardening is visual. This is great.
Oh, thank you. Well, we tried a whole bunch of different kinds of versions of what we were going to do, and some were too complex for us to master for the beginning, but we came up with this, and I'm having fun with it. I hope everybody else is too. And I have all these little slideshows. I didn't even get to them because we had so many callers, which is great. So what's happening in your garden?
Well, I just wanted to report a success. Bob from Piscataway called in earlier talking about having success with red racers. He told me about those. I think in 2022, I bought the seeds that he recommended from High Mowing, and I was really successful too. I think Bob and I had our first tomatoes in sometime like in early July, which was the earliest, that I've had in a while. The thing about red racers, they were really good. They're determinate. They grew to about 3 feet high. They were disease resistant. Really put out a tremendous amount of tomatoes. The fruits were about the size, I don't know, maybe like of a small purple plum, flavorful, and they kept on producing and producing. So if anybody wants to consider an early tomato for next year, definitely has a recommendation. They're sort of winding down at this point, and I think I'm going to pull them out. But the rest of the tomatoes are really, filling in the gap. That was a big success. And again, I'm just very happy that you're back on the air, and I wish you success.
Thank you. Thank you. I really could not have done this without my husband, who really put all his knowledge of technology combined with all his lack of knowledge of this technology and got through it all. And it was a huge effort on his part. My part is pretty much the same as it's always been, but I couldn't have done it without him. So I have to give him, all the credit that's due. So thanks for calling, Chris. Isn't it nice? I don't have a hard stop at the end, so I can answer your question without having to say we have to go at the top of the hour. So that's great. I really like that part.
That is wonderful.
So next, I'm not sure if we're ever going to move into the 2-hour time slot. We might, but after we, get a little more experience under our belt. So thank you very much for calling in. Red Racer, I will keep that in mind for next year. And you have a great rest of your gardening season, and maybe we'll chat again soon.
Thanks so much.
All right.
Take care now.
You too. Bye-bye. All right. Well, we've done a whole hour. There was all kinds of things that I had prepared that we didn't get to, but I will save them for next week. So I'll be here, same time, same place here at Tiny Farm Studios. So until then, you have a good one. Bye-bye.
1, 2, 3, 4.